88 the Burg, your music central. We are here in the backyard burn with your boy Shane Dog Peterson, and as always, with my trusty boy Noah Annette. Noah, it's another great day to be alive here in studio quarantine.
It sure is. You know, I actually said I was going to leave the house yesterday, and I didn't. So I'm at 23 days.
23. We need to keep we need a little counter up in the corner that says like how many days that you've been in quarantine, because you're breaking records.
I know that on Monday I have to like absolutely leave the house because my mom has to go pick up like files from her work to be able to process. And I have to go and get my boxes from my grandma's house. So I know that Monday the streak will be over, but I mean
the day is coming. So yeah. Wait, it's Monday. You're at 23 right now. So you're going to be at like dang near like 27, 28 days?
Yeah, something like that.
Ah, man, you're nuts. I couldn't do that. But I mean, the one good thing about all this stuff is, I mean, we definitely had a lot of hands on our times to just find silly stuff to talk about. And we were talking about one earlier. Let the people know what you found today, Noah.
Well, okay, so it's really cool because it's like it's for COVID-19 relief, but Ritzville is donating 800,000 pounds of potatoes, which to me that just sounds like a ridiculous amount of potatoes. Like me visualizing, like, you know, I buy like a 5-pound potato sack at the store if I'm getting potatoes, you know? And so that's like, you know, that's a lot of potatoes. So 800,000 pounds is just a ridiculous amount. I was also reading up on it, and it said that it's really hard to come by natural potatoes because 90% of the potatoes that people eat are processed potatoes. So I found that as like kind of like just a crazy statistic there. Like we really eat that many processed potatoes, but who knows?
I don't know, man. Potatoes are in a lot of stuff. I love potatoes personally. Thinking about how much is it? 800,000 pounds?
Yeah.
Me thinking about that honestly, to me, when I think about 800,000 pounds of potatoes, I think about like my grandma's swimming pool being filled with either mashed potatoes or potato salad. Yeah. Like that would probably be a good estimate, right? Like you could probably fill a swimming pool full of mashed potatoes if you had 800,000 pounds of mashed potatoes. You probably wouldn't even have to use half of them, and you could fill up like a swimming pool.
Yeah, I was thinking like 400,000 would be able to do that. Personally, like I eat like my potatoes are like I buy a lot more like just the natural potatoes, like the way they are, you know,
the more organic.
More unprocessed. I'm kind of a potato snob, knowing myself. I'm a big fan of the Yukon Golds, and you know the rest of them I could live without.
The rest of them I could live without. You know, I don't discriminate against any potatoes. I like them all. You know what I mean? I could get down on any sort of potatoes. I'm a British kid. That's a big staple in my family's diet. So I definitely would get down on the potatoes. Another thing is, imagine how many like orders of French fries you could pump out with 800,000 pounds of potatoes. Because you could probably get, you know, like an order of French fries with one potato, and a potato's not even a pound.
Yeah, like a big potato, like a russet potato, you can get like that because russets are mostly for French fries. So I have to not discriminate against my russet potatoes because those are for French fries.
I would like to see somebody do the math. If there's 800,000 pounds of potatoes, and let's say an average potato weighs about what, like maybe 20 grams, and you can get maybe like, let's say 25, 30 French fries out of each potato. How many French fries would you have with 800,000 pounds? I want to see a math major do that because
someone that knows math, please text in at 509-963-2311 and let us know.
And if you do, you might win a prize. It might be a high five. It might be recognition. You never know. We got it going on here at 88 the Burg, your music central and the backyard Burg. 88 the Burg, your music central, still in the backyard burn with your boy Shane Dog and his trusty buddy Noah. And guys, we got a response to our little math question from the last break about how much you could serve with 880,000 pounds of potatoes. Our wonderful engineer, Elliot, who is way smarter than both me and Noah combined, basically broke it down for this. So, Noah, you're a better math guy than me, but there's 16 ounces in a pound, right?
Yes, there are 16 ounces in a pound.
Okay, and apparently the standard, like with a standard of like a 6.9 ounce serving size, this is the math we're going through here. You get 2.3 servings per pound of potatoes. So with 2.3 servings per pound of potatoes, if you times that by 880,000
or 800,000,
800,000.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you give a dyslexic kid a bunch of numbers. 1.8 million servings of potatoes. We had to bring that up. 1.8 million servings. How many things of those servings that you could take down, Noah? How
much time do I get?
As much time as you need.
I think I could eat it all as long as they don't go bad. I like French fries. That's like one of my, it's not one of my main 5 food groups, but it's up there. I'd say it's in the top 10.
Top 10. Starches.
Yeah, like if you put starches as a whole, like one of my, you know, like how an elf, like he talks about his main food groups, and it's candy canes, candy corns, and maple syrup. Like, you know, like that's what I think of, and I have to try to figure out my food groups. French fries are close, but
French fries are up there.
They're like in my top 10. Top 10.
Top 10? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was getting a little bit crazy there. But actually, I found out something interesting because, Noah, I know that you talk a lot about how you're really loving this whole social distancing thing. You're day 23 from not even getting out of your house. So I think I found a restaurant that is perfect for you. I think this is Noah's spot. So there is a restaurant opened by a couple in Sweden out in, let me see if I can pronounce this right. It is in the Värmland County in west central Sweden. A small little restaurant in a town of 114 people has made a completely COVID-19 free dining experience. So all of us, you know, like going out and getting, you know, some food and some drinks here every once in a while. We've been without that for a while. But in Sweden, they're figuring it out. And this is how it works. The name of the restaurant is Table for One. And the whole concept is they have a little table out in the middle of a field. And you sit there by yourself. And there's a post that has a big old string strung to it, where the kitchen is up on top of a hill. So they cook your meal, put it in a basket, and fling it down the hill on a piece of string. And that's your dining for one. You get a gourmet meal out in the middle of the meadow in Sweden. How nice does that sound? I mean, we even got a picture here, Noah. Look at how beautiful that scenery is right there. You can't tell me you wouldn't enjoy that.
Honestly, I would enjoy it. I was kind of laughing at how small the table was for a while. I was like, "Oh man, look at that little thing!" And but when I really think about it, I think it's a cool idea. I like if I was running a little restaurant or whatnot, and I had a place where there was a giant hill or not even a giant hill, but a place that your restaurant's at like that, it might be a feasible thing to implement around here if you're a struggling restaurant. I just think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clever. I think it's funny because Sweden did a way more laissez-faire, hands-off approach to this whole COVID-19 thing. And since Sweden trusts their government so much, which I don't know if is a good or bad thing, they basically started taking the same measures that a lot of other countries have put into their own hands, kind of restricting restaurant flow, making sure people only do takeout, all that stuff. But I think that this little, this restaurant, this little couple here that are trying, generate some funds and create a unique dining experience, I'm with it. I would fly to Sweden. If I was a rich man, I would just fly just so I could say that I did it.
Yeah, I'd like to check there out anyways, like a little later on. I'm not a super big traveler. I'm a very repetitive person for a lot of things in my life. I've been on vacation to the same place probably 6 times.
What
Like this,
place?
there's this like place on Hawaii that me and my parents like to go to.
Oh, well, if it's Hawaii, then that's like one of the only acceptable places I feel that you can go to multiple times.
Yeah, but it's like we go to the same exact thing, and it's like, maybe sometime we should switch it up. But
What island is it on?
it's on Kauai.
Oh, Kauai. You got to go mess with the Grand Wailea dude out in Maui. That's my spot. That's where I get down.
See, I've been to Maui, and my cousin lived there a while. It's just not my favorite. It's a little more touristy than I like. I like more like laid back and just kind of do whatever, like where just nothing to do vacation. But I don't mind Maui. I did go there once. I didn't go and
Stay at the big hotel chains like the Grand Wailea over there. Actually, that's where my cousin worked at the Grand Wailea for a while.
Nice.
In the sunglasses shack. He has the famous story where he sold sunglasses to the girl from Ridiculousness, whatever her name was.
Oh, Chanel West Coast.
Chanel West Coast.
Oh, she's
Yep.
awful.
He's always like, I sold sunglasses to Chanel West Coast. And I was like, I barely know who that is.
I hear that she's just like an awful celebrity.
Probably.
I hear that she's really
I don't know
mean.
her.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of TMZ on her. Again, we get on this show. We're on the rails. We're on the tracks. We're going strong, and then we just get right off of them.
Of course.
It's
We
just
have to be derailed at least 5 times a show.
This is how it works. This is the backyard burn. We crash and burn our own spots ourselves. 88 won the Burg, your music central. You're in the backyard burn still, and we still got some more content coming straight your way. And we were looking up something interesting here, Noah. And one thing that we noticed is that we think that we might be getting sports back here sooner than we thought.
Yeah, it's been going. There's like some reports that like golf's coming around the corner, other sports are coming around the corner, but apparently there's one entity that's looking to save us, Shane.
There is one entity that is here to save us all, and I'm going to say it here. Mickey Mouse is trying to help us bring back sports. Yes, Walt Disney and Disney Corporation has been working with a number of different sports leagues in talks about trying to be able to have some actual sporting events at, Universal Orlando Studios. Or not Universal Orlando. I just totally bombed that one. Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only one I've been to. I didn't get to go to Walt Disney World. My family didn't love me that much.
Yeah,
Just
same
kidding.
here. No.
Yeah, but the one thing that Disney's doing is that they're talking with not only the NBA, but the UFC. And this May 9th, the UFC is actually going to have its first event in Jacksonville, Florida. And one thing that's going to be interesting, no crowds, no people are going to be there, all pay-per-view. And it's going to be one of the craziest cards that we've seen in a while. Going to be a lot of really good fights because all these guys who've had all these championship matches that have been posted off for a couple months, they're looking to get into the ring and get their titles and get their stuff going. So one thing that played in the hand is Disney worked with them to help them be able to secure the Jacksonville arena. And now the NBA is thinking about playing some of their games at Walt Disney World's Worldwide World of Sports. That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
So we're going to see possibly some more basketball soon, which for you and me, Noah, that's life right there.
I'm pretty jazzed about that, not going to lie. The thing that I really think about when I see everyone's like, oh, Walt Disney's going to help out the sports industry. Well, it's because they have a huge stake in ESPN. So they're losing money left and right with no sports going on. And
Absolutely.
so, like, I just have to think about it. Okay, like, what are main ways Disney profits? Okay, one, movies. There's not really movies being pumped out right now, except for the ones, some they've released on streaming services. Two, sports. Once again, not going on right now. 3, they're theme parks. Well, you can't go to the theme park, so like Disney's kind of hurting right now.
Yeah, I saw an interesting statistic. So Disneyland's been closed for about a month now, and before that, it had only closed for like 3 or 4 days in history, and like they were like really strange days, like the day that Walt Disney died, or like the day of the Kennedy assassination. Those were some of the only days that they didn't open up Disney World. And now it's been closed for a month. Like this is the longest that park has not had people in it since its conception.
Yeah, it's really, really crazy about hearing all the different things going on with the closure there. But yeah, I am more excited that things are going towards the right direction when it comes to getting sports opened back up. And I also was thinking, I was like, like they're going to start cranking out so many documentaries that like it's going to go crazy with all these sports ones, because they just released like a Magic Johnson one's coming out, like a Olympic team one's coming out. I'm like, I don't have enough time to watch all these documentaries.
I can only learn so much in one sitting.
Yeah, well, yeah, and like, I don't know, I got so much other TV to watch,
Yeah, Noah's the TV guy. He's got to see it all. The Masked Singer's not going to watch itself, folks.
I know. Well, I didn't watch it last night because Survivor was on, so I watch it like the day after.
Are you saving it for a good moment where you could give it all your attention?
Yeah, well, it was 2 hours, so I'm like, I don't want to watch the last hour of it. I gotta watch the whole thing.
88.1 The Burg, your music central. We are still in the burn, and we are still here bringing you what we know, because we don't know that much. Now, we've noticed that nature has been thriving since this quarantine has started, but sometimes nature can really scare the crap out of us. Am I correct, Noah?
Yeah, it sure can. Like bears or mountain cougars or all sorts of different neat animals you could find in the wild.
Especially out here in gorgeous Washington. But we had a unique scenario happen out in Spokane that you were telling me about, Noah.
Yeah, there was an emu that was spotted near Peoples Pond in Spokane, Washington. And they like thought it was from like a contained area somewhere, but he was just kind of on the loose. Nobody really knew where he was supposed to be at.
And for all of you that don't know what an emu is, it's the smaller, more sketchier cousin of the ostrich. And I've mentioned them before when we were talking about if we were going to have our own Joe Exotic Zoo, what animals would we have? And I have mentioned emus plenty of times in my emu story about how I was going to try to steal one and put it in my high school locker room. That never went through. I still want to do it, though.
You still want to steal an emu and put it in your high school locker room?
Yeah, it would be funny because they would not expect it. They'd be like, okay, out of all the seniors who did this. Well, the thing is, I can't even do it now because school's not even in session. It wouldn't even be worth it. Poor thing would probably just starve in there.
Yeah, you don't want to just lock away the emu. You still appreciate the creature.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I appreciate it. I'd rather them be free. I would use an emu to mess with people if I knew that it would only probably be like, less than a 24-hour thing,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that sounds like animal abuse. Totally is, but never done it. So sorry. I just think it'd be a great idea to scare the crap out of people with these emus because they're scary.
Yeah, if you do it early enough, then it's not going to really be animal abuse. You do it around like, I don't know, break in at like, 4 a.m. and they go into school at like 7, like 6, 7, they might find it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. The one thing that I'm worried about, if I ever did it, I just wouldn't want it to hurt like a janitor or anybody stupid. Like if it was somebody like, I don't know. I think it'd be funny if it was a football coach. I have this big vendetta against football coaches. So I think it would be really good to just see some big old macho 40-year-old dude running around scared, scared with nothing else, being chased by an emu.
Well, our football coach from over here, he's an old guy. So, like, I think it, like, would be, like, severe damage to him. Like, he was getting kind of up there. He wasn't really, I don't know. I don't know if I was the most fond of him. I had a class with him. Actually, I had one class with him. And he was so lazy with the grading in there that it's like I was doing exactly what he asked of me, but then he would grade on like these silly like assessments that made no sense. And then I'd be like, what in the world? This is what you're going to give us for a grade? I'm like, what are you going to give that person over there that can't do nothing? You're going to fail them? Like, that's just not fair.
Who knows, man? He should get an ostrich stuck on him. Who cares how old he is? That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards getting an ostrich put in his classroom.
Hey, well, the emus are easier to catch. The ostriches, those things have big barbs on the back of their hooks, like big old dinosaur hooks on the back of their legs that can like slice you open. Wouldn't mess with ostriches. Ostriches are crazy. Emus are a little bit easier to handle. They would still kick your butt, but I mean, I don't know. I'll take my chances.
How do you catch an emu? Like, do you like rope it or like, you know, like?
Well, from my experiences watching the Travel Channel, this is what I've seen how people catch emus and ostriches, and this is literally this is my knowledge from watching TV. You get a pillow sack, and you got to throw it over their head, because the thing is, if you can get the sack over their head and they can't see, they'll just stand up straight and they'll be like, what the heck's going on? And then you go up from behind them and you grab the sucker and you pick up its wings and you grab its neck so it doesn't like start flinging around and hitting you. And then you just throw that thing in a horse trailer and shut the door.
That's something. You need a pillow sack because then it'll think it's at a slumber party, and then you'll be able to get in the horse trailer.
Dude, I'm telling you. I even told you this when I talked about the girl who brought a little baby kangaroo in the class. She brought it in a pillow sack. I don't know what it is with these people with exotic animals and pillow sacks, but it seems to be like one of the most useful tools.
Yeah, I guess pillow sacks are just a way to transport your pets. Maybe if you had a cat in a pillow sack, it might not fight you when you take it to go to the groomers or something.
A pillow sack, it's a very useful tool. You can catch, exotic animals with it. You can put a bar of soap in there, start swinging it around like a weapon. You can
you could even put a pillow in there and sleep with it.
Yeah, it utilizes so much. We need to get in the pillow sack business because I think we could make some better exotic pillow sacks. And again, here we are again. We're getting off the rails.
Emus to pillow sacks.
Emus to pillow sacks. They work, though. It's a useful tool. It's one of those tools that you didn't think would work, but it works. 88.1 The Burg, your music central. You are coming to the end of the backyard burn. The fire's getting low, and it's time to call in the dogs, and your trusty dogs here first. Mr. Shane Dog Peterson with Noah. And Noah, this is another great day that we just get to sit and chat on the radio, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, it's actually been a pretty solid week this week. I don't really have any complaints. I'm sure a lot of people do, but for me, it's been a good week.
Absolutely. I've been having a pretty good week. It's been not very productive, but I've been having a nice week. I yesterday hung out with some friends for the first time in ever since I've been home. I went and got some pho, got some to-go pho. If you get down with the pho, that is one of my favorite dishes in the whole entire world.
I've never had it, to be honest.
Oh, dude, it's just like ramen goodness. And I had it with this raw prime, brisket and all this stuff in it. I got the works. So I've done nothing but just sit and eat and just stare at my computer. That's basically what all of this is equated to. But I will say you are right, because it has been really nice. We've had a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah, honestly. And just so you know, they're starting to bring back just as a thing, so you know about it. They're doing these vintage movies on the I think it's CBS is doing it, and it's it's got Raiders of the Lost Ark on there and some of the other stuff. And so I just know that you might be down to watch some of those.
I will definitely be down to watch those. It sounds like Cookie is trying to shout out some movie suggestions at the moment. Cookie!
Yeah, he's having a moment here.
He's like, yo, finish the show. Nobody wants to listen to you blabber.
He's like, I want a pets. I want all the pets. And he's like he's been like not even hanging out with me these days.
We need to make a new logo for our show and just have it be Cookie. Cookie's going to be the new Backyard Burn mascot.
I'll find a picture where he's in mid-yawn.
Mid-yawn. Righteous, righteous, righteous. Now, everyone, you can still hit all of us up at all of our socials at 881 The Burg, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You could also hit me up at ShaneDog6 on Instagram and Noah at Noah_Annette on Insta. And remember, we're on YouTube. We're on the iHeartRadio app. We have our own app on the App Store, the 881 The Burg app. You should download it. You should enjoy it. And you should listen to us anywhere, anytime, because we're always here to bring you the best music. Remember, guys, be safe, wash your hands, practice social distancing.